happen. Full captain. Yep. Taking the captain to the next level here. Yep. Just saying, philosophically speaking, what do you need to do in order to survive, right? Okay. So I'm going to do this. This is going to be interesting. Oh, wait. There you are. All right. Now, it's just philosophically speaking, meaning that it's in thinking like a Navy SEAL, meaning that mental, emotional toughness, being centered in an emergency, you know what I'm saying? Thinking before you do, instead of just simply being reactive, things like that, right? And for me, moving forward, that's key and paramount. So what do I need to do? I need to have a mentality of total survival, right? Not freaked out, whatever. So this is what I can think of as like the toughest mentality possible. And so here we go. Now this is from the U.S. military channel, Navy SEALs Buds class, Hell Week training.
Preparatory school, they think they can rely on this to get them in shape for buds. I call it a prep for a prep. A lot of what 70. I see go hand in hand with the injuries that we get here. A lot of lower leg stress fractures.
And listen to this.
Come into this program. Some guys have ran on nothing but ellipticals, which isn't even running. They have to be ready to endure the stresses that are here. And they shouldn't be running in boots. They should be running in tennis shoes, starting off on a soft track that you can find in any middle school, high school. It should be a slow progression. Getting yourself used to it, getting those Xbox controls out of your hands, getting on the road.
Oh, shit. Did you hear that?
Swimming, get a little bit of fins on. You can buy some cheaper surface swimming fins at your sports store. Get in the pool, just kind of get used to it. A lot of guys have a tightness in their ankles because they're not used to swimming with fins. We do a lot of fin work here. We do a lot of fin work in buds and in the SEAL teams. So to not practice with an essential tool of what we're going to be dealing with here would be as far as calisthenics goes. You don't need to go out there, hit the gym, hit GNC, get jacked, look like you have big muscles. You should have a strong core. You should work on core exercises. You should work on ground movement stuff. You should work on your push-ups, your pull-ups, your sit-ups. All that stuff is very important when you're here. Some guys that are 130 pounds that can go through this program just as easily as guys that are 210. Probably easier because they can run faster, run better. They come a little bit more prepared without that extra superfluous muscle on them that buys them down for this training.
So this is a 16-minute video from the U.S. military channel. So moving forward.
My name is Jim McKinney. I'm one of two lead instructors here at Buds Prep, and my job is to prepare our students for buds. The way we do that is through our distance swims in the pool, our long distance runs at the track, our sand PTs, our surf PTs at Lake Michigan, our push-ups, our weight training, our sit-ups, our pull-ups, and a lot of mental toughness classes we have.
I really feel
the best way we tell our students to prepare in order to get here healthy is to obviously do more running programs, get themselves healthy, to prehab type workouts, which is on the SealSwig.com webpage. We want to see more preparation. Obviously, you can't prepare enough. We see a lot of students fail out just on the basic swims, the basic runs. They get the injuries, shin splints, stress fractures on a 10-mile run basis the first week. That's not going to cut it at Buds. The problem we see here at Buds Prep are the students are not familiar with using our jet fins. Most of the students we have come from a different background where they're not aquatic related, so to speak. Our best recommendation for kids in high school or college coming to our program is to wear the fins in their training regimen before they get here and slowly break their ankles in.
Your average 20-year-old,
swim
whatever.
Workouts.
I've already thought about
12,000 meters a week. And again, we go for a long run after that. Usually their ankles are shot. The guys who have great ankle flexibility,
those young guys
background that utilizes fins, have no injury problems whatsoever. Our best advice would be to prepare themselves mentally and physically for the training.
That means,
obviously,
let's
everyone
say
talks
there's
about it
major
being very physical, but it is 90% mental.
ratchets
During your
down.
training programs, You can't just train for the PST, the minimum requirements.
And it's guys
you have
like
to realize
this
you're
that are
going
gonna
to
be,
first phase of BUDS,
captain,
which is one of the hardest training programs in the U.S. military. You have to train to realize that Hell Week is 3 weeks into first phase. What I mean by mental toughness, I mean don't just do the 42 minimum push-ups for the PST. You have to realize you're doing hundreds upon hundreds of sets of push-ups.
Notice I did not say
Because the Hell Week, those
ex-military.
hundreds of
I
push-ups
say
get into the
ex, that
thousands
means
in a day.
dishonorable
So
discharge.
42 push-ups, bare minimum is not going to cut it. When you guys
Said,
do your training, do beyond 42.
Prior
Push it to extra
service means
10%,
that you
that extra
can be
20%.
called up.
That'll
Even
build
in
yourself
your
physically
older years,
tougher,
if needed for
and it'll build your
leadership,
mind power,
training
make yourself
younger guys,
stronger
whatever.
for BUDS. In order to prepare for the rigorous training at BUDS, if you're still in high school, we recommend you playing multiple sports. No more Xbox. You can't play a little bit. Get outside, get some vitamin D, play some soccer, get in the pool and swim laps with your buddies, go surfing.
Wow.
Just be outside and be active. Prepare your bodies for the stress that's going to happen when you go to BUDS. Obviously, it's the hardest training.
That is
US
the
military
biggest
for a
reason why people fail in an emergency. They did not prepare themselves. So this is Hell Week. This is the hardest part of the training before graduation. And that is when you find out whether you got it, you don't. So it's kind of like you're in the middle of the emergency. How will you handle it? Whether you are a woman or a man, whether you are young or old. Being the best you can, for your body is what you can do. Everything else is going to be, working with the, say, small group of people that are around you that are close at hand physically, right? And then as long as you can, as long as everything's fine, whatever right now, the internet's fine, whatever, So see what happens. But I feel the mentality going forward, you got to change what you're doing. You can't stagnate. Nope. Keep it moving. Like I did security, okay, for Sundance Film Festival, just parking lot stuff, minor shit. And it was cold as hell up there. God damn, it was cold. Ice, and you had to keep moving because otherwise, frozen feet.
What's the problem?
They're holding the log up in the line. Yep. You got to hold the line. That's the point.
3, 2.
Lighthouse over yonder be. My dad was Navy, so that's probably why I relate with the whole, BUDS training. You can see, they're hauling boats out, and you have to stay in the boat even when the tide comes in. There's all sorts of physical challenges, relate that to survival, okay, And here we go, let's see. Anyway, they make them endure cold. They make them, put sand all over their body. In this grueling 5.5, I'm going to read this. In this grueling 5.5 day stretch, each candidate sleeps only, listen, about 4 total hours, but runs more than 200 miles and does physical training for more than 20 hours per day. Did you hear that? 20 hours. Basically running you until you drop, essentially. And that pretty much defines who makes it and who does not. So, let's see. French Foreign Legion recruitment. Let's look at this shit. Best documentary. Okay, give me a second. Just going to do the full military gambit. Why not? Whatever. And just not fearing, you know what I'm saying? Rather than doing that, what was the Boy Scout motto? Be prepared. Well, it's kind of a good idea, just saying. So this is from, oh, I've gone here before. Best Documentary channel. I'm subbed to that channel. And French Foreign Legion recruitment. You kind of see, okay, well, what does it take to make it? Okay, Britain's Nepalese warriors. Okay, that's interesting. And just thinking about our ancestors and the mentality they would have had to have in order to survive droughts, famines, other things. So here we go. French Foreign Legion recruitment, best documentary. Let's see. Read a little more here.
In Aubagne, near Marseille, at the recruitment center of the Foreign Legion.
It's good. You listen to the way they talk. That dude's not playing. He's like, you do what I say now. That type of shit.
But before wearing the Legionnaire's famous white kepi,
now imagine you're dealing with, say, foreign troop occupation. You now don't speak the language. On average, most Americans only speak English, maybe some Spanish.
1,000 are selected. The first step, the recruiting office.
Yes.
So you want to enter the Foreign Legion?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to go forward.
It's an early start.
So they're camped outside. It's nighttime.
Well, there's a song in the Legion that it's not enough to have a
and these
drink
guys
to
are
become a
really,
Legionnaire.
like I look at
You need to be
most
the
of
first.
the instructors, and I'm going to stop right there. They are built like me, right? Better shape than I am, but just saying. Like the Navy SEAL crew I was talking about. Okay, big guy comes in. The captain of that team is 160, 170 in weight. Other guy outweighs him by almost 100 pounds. All right, so he's like, I think I could take you, whatever. He said, all right, you want to try me? Come on. Steps up. I've told this story before. Jumps up, does a spin kick, knocks the guy to the ground with one strike. Dude gets like, whoa. Yeah. He had speed over that guy's, girth. He said, you want some more? You want to try again? He's like, nah, I'm good. He had to learn to respect the leadership because they had superior. Okay, so we're going to do Ranger. We're going to look Ranger training. Okay, next level here. I had a friend that I helped out with that was a Ranger. Knew him for a little while, and then he just disappeared, whatever. He went somewhere, I don't know. And let's see, 75th Ranger Regiment, who we are, okay, Ranger School, U.S. Army Ranger School, the toughest combat course in the world. Well, one of them, Okay, so we're going to do this. This is from Air Source Military Channel, U.S. Army Ranger Training at Fort Benning, Georgia. Obstacle course. I'm going to do this. Give this a thumbs up. They ain't playing. Remember that movie, Full Metal Jacket? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Treading water. It's cold too. Make them do that in the morning. It's like nighttime. I got headlamps and moving forward. Patrols and ambush. Okay, that's interesting. So they have to practice how you would handle, say, an ambush in the backwoods, whatever. And what do you think the mentality is of these country people up in the mountains? You know what I'm saying? No, they're out in the bush, right? And this is from Air Source Military Channel, U.S. Army Ranger School, the toughest combat course in the world. The video is 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Ooh, the 5 most elite special forces in the world. This is out in woodland forest area.
Get a line right here.
You know what I'm saying? How well do you handle pressure? Well, if you're not prepped for that, then you're not ready. It's funny, this coin popped up. First doorway to the west, 2016 quarter, whatever, you know. 7 minutes! This seems, boring and unimportant. Yeah. It won't when survival becomes extremely important. You got it? Okay, so this is from The Finest channel, and it is the 5 most elite special forces in the world. And this is 11 minutes, 12 seconds. Okay, I have to wait for this commercial to go through. It's like a video game, okay?
Special forces are military units that have been trained to carry out special.
Yep. So let's say you had pandemic, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
These missions
they would clear houses, house by house.
So who are the best of the best?
If it was that
the
bad,
Huntsman
you know
Corps
what I'm
to
saying?
the British SAS.
So you kind of have to
Here are
comprehend
5 of the most
ratcheting up
elite
and
special
ratcheting
forces
down,
in the
not
world.
fear and paranoia,
Before
reality.
we begin, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos every day. With that being said, let's begin.
Huh? The finest.
Number 5. Huntsman Corps, Danish Special Forces.
Danish
the Huntsman
Special
Corps,
Forces.
also known as the Jaeger Corps, is a Royal Danish Army Special Forces unit from Aalborg Air Base. If you want to be one of the best, then this Special Forces unit is the one you'd want to be part of. It was first formed in 1785 as the Hunter Corps of Zealand, but underwent several name changes over the years.
Shit. They got like
it became
black
the Huntsman
face
Corps in
masks
1961
on, all black
and has
gear.
trained over 350 soldiers between
Goddamn
1961
this.
and 2009. Even though it has been around for hundreds of years, it wasn't until 1995 that elite trained soldiers were deployed on their first mission. It was time to put their training and hard work to the test. A 6-man team, Task Force K-Bar, was sent on a counter-sniper reconnaissance mission to Sarajevo in Bosnia. For their efforts as part of a joint special forces group in Afghanistan, the Huntsman Corps received the Presidential Unit Citation in 2004.
You think about it,
you've got
private security companies,
yourself a special forces expert, then
pretty
think
much
again. You would be amazed at what it
private armies
takes to actually
and,
become involved in an elite
these
special
military
forces
guys
team,
will get
such as the
jobs
Huntsman
with,
Corps. You must be both physically and mentally
security
fit.
companies
The first
like that.
stage covers 5 days of learning what you must get better at, such as swimming and orienteering. You then move on to training and evaluation, followed by an 8-week patrol course. If you manage to excel in this group,
you have to design your own training program, right? It's not about being paranoid and, whatever. No. Self-defense only. That's it. And awareness, right? Okay. So moving right along, babies. Let's see what we got here. Delta Force. Oh shit. Getting into some hardcoreness. Let's see. Canutster. Okay. Ooh, hardcore. Delta Force. Yeah.
Delta Force, a unit so secret, it's often said that Delta doesn't exist.
Delta Force is the Army's top
Best of the
covert
best.
combat
Sorry.
unit with a
Best
storied
of the best,
history
baby.
of hunting terrorists and rescuing hostages around the world.
The requirements for selection are very high. There are huge demands on their physical capability. All the kinds of things that scare ordinary
There's trouble
people,
down
these are the kinds of
there.
things Delta Force loves.
It's rolling on the
Taking
breeze.
elite soldiers out of special forces and
I was
Rangers,
waiting
and you're training them
down,
to
but
ridiculously high levels.
there was a trouble in town, Sid.
One of 5 guys to make it.
I know.
So the attrition rate is extremely high.
It's coming down to say,
I think the best
gonna keep it
saying
chill.
I've heard
Yeah.
so far, is from former unit guys. They don't always take
Cool
the best guys.
hand, No joke.
September of 2001.
You know what I mean?
Selection, got selected to go out to Delta.
Shit is hardcore.
2000.
Okay, skipping. Ooh, okay, moving on. Okay, let's see. Just recently, in October 2019, Delta Force and JSOC commandos conducted the successful top-secret raid to kill or capture ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Dadi, I don't know what the hell, in Barisho, okay, whatever, Syria. Well, holy shit. See, shit's moving worldwide, and you know, you don't, just because you don't hear about it does not mean there isn't, like, you know, military actions happening. It's usually when you don't hear about it, the shit's going down. You all right? Okay, so let's see. Let's look something else up. U.S. pandemic. Yeah. So basically, incrementally, you see, okay, compartmentalization, what will happen? Ooh. What the 1918 influenza pandemic can teach us about the coronavirus outbreak. Now that is only 3 minutes 44 seconds. That's from the Washington Post. Okay, so that was posted 2 weeks ago. I'm going to go ahead and play that.
In 1918, a new respiratory virus jumped species from animals to humans. Spread throughout the world, infected probably about 1/3 of the world's population. It killed between 50 and 100 million people, which if you adjust for population, that would be equivalent to 225 million to 450 million
That's
people
a lot
today.
of people.
The overwhelming majority of those deaths occurred in a very brief period of probably about 14 to 15 weeks. I'm John Barry. I'm a writer. Wrote a book, among others, called The Great Influenza, the story of the deadliest pandemic in history. I'm also on the faculty at the Tulane University School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine. This was not ordinary influenza by another name.
Oh, man.
People could die in less than 24 hours after the first symptoms.
John M.
That wasn't common, but it definitely happened. Some of the symptoms were horrific. In fact, it was initially misdiagnosed as everything from cholera, typhoid, dengue, which is referred to as breakbone fever, to give you a sense of those symptoms. People could bleed not only from their nose and mouth, but from their eyes and ears, which is...
No, when that officer passed me, he shined the light in my eye to see if I had a red, you know, whatever, halo shit, whatever it was, you know. So you can see why I'm saying this is that you can kind of see what the process is of, okay, if this for any reason goes crazy, this is what they will do. Whether you think that's legitimate or not, that's what they will do. And so it is what it is. You deal with what happens. All right, now, this is from, let's see, FEMA. Okay, 24,000, okay, whatever. 24.3 thousand subs. Now we have Prep Talks, John M. Barry, The Next Pandemic, Lessons from History. Okay, so this is February 20th, 2018. This is 2 years ago, basically. They're kind of showing Prep Talks is what it's called. John
Thanks
M.
for having
Barry.
me. I'm old school, no PowerPoint. I hate to waste this beautiful audiovisual facility. I also know a little bit too much about disasters. I live in New Orleans. I've served on the post-Katrina Reform Levy Board. But today I'm obviously talking about pandemics. And the influenza virus is one of the fastest mutating viruses in existence. That's why you need a new vaccination every year, because it changes. But periodically, as far back as we can look in history, very likely as far forward as we'll go in history,
vaccination, you hear it?
a new virus will jump species.
And
All
especially
influenza
when it works
viruses
somewhere,
originally
right?
started out in birds. When that new virus enters the human population and begins to pass between people,
I don't know.
that's when you have a new
Just
pandemic.
theorizing.
We have no way of knowing whether the next one will be exceedingly mild, such as in 2009, or whether it
All
will
right,
be
so we're going to
like
look up
1918,
John M.
or
Barry
conceivably
2020
worse.
and see what he's
Right
got
now,
to
there
say.
are 2 avian
This
viruses
was 2 years
that
ago.
have, in the last 15 years, infected over 2,300 people.
John M. Barry
And
2020.
their case
Enter.
mortality.
Engage. Okay, so and that's a month ago. Great influenza. Okay. 2 weeks ago, 3 days ago. Let's see. Nope. How the coronavirus pandemic compares to the Spanish flu. The New Yorker. Okay. John M. Barry. Okay. Not seeing anything current. So let's see. We'll just put in pandemic 2020. See what pops up. It just makes me think of that movie 12 Monkeys. You know what I mean? Like future, there's like a gigantic outbreak, whatever bullshit. Okay, so let's see. Coronavirus pandemic explained. Corona outbreak 2020. That's 3 weeks ago, though. And that's the most recent that I see. Ooh, 1 day ago. Pandemic-proof investing during the 2020 recession. Okay. Cambridge House International, moving down. Bill Gates has a warning about deadly epidemics 3 years ago. Okay. Let's see. Look at these people with masks on and shit. It's like, whoa. It looks like ABC CBN is live now with special coverage. Okay. On the COVID-19, whatever. So let's check that out real quick. Yeah, it's ABS, CBN News. All right, 580 people watching this. This is live right now. Okay. Let's see. Turn the sound off real quick. Because it's just sound. Okay, let's see. Okay, whatever it is. Let's see. It looks just started or something, so there's like a commercial, whatever it is. It's frozen. Okay. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe I won't worry about it. Oh well. No. Moving along, baby. Let's see. But my point is this, okay? Prepare for, say, a ratcheting of society. You know? Well, look at this. 2020 Tokyo Olympics postponed for 1 year due to coronavirus pandemic. Wow. You know, so not to be fearful, but to be mindful that it could switch all of a sudden. So let's see, Trump's coronavirus task force holds briefing on the global pandemic, okay? But as you can see, this could easily ratchet up real quick. And just being ready, you know, mentally and emotionally for that. That's how I look at it. So it's like in advance, mentally and emotionally preparing yourself rather than kind of false sense of security, or you become so fearful that you are just totally isolated. You know what I'm saying? So I'm being mindful about I'm going to reposition my seating, how I am approaching things so that I come across, you know, clear, not panicked. Like dancing earlier was my big stress relief. I'm like, you know, I just need to chill. And sometimes that's like, you know, dancing hard and doing something like that. So now it's chill zone. Anyway, I brought out a whole bunch of books with me and various things. Brought this out. This was given to me in Big Bear by a friend of mine, photographer. See that picture in the back? He actually took that picture, and that's pretty cool. So he lived in California, and he would take pictures of the off-road trucks. I'm like, that's what I need. That's why I put it up there. I'm like, because they're designed to be lightweight. We got like a fiberglass top, you know what I'm saying? Huge shocks, you go anywhere, you know. And anyway, eventually you run out of gas. So unless you have a car that is self-generating, now a bicycle, say that you pedal and would self-charge, might be a good idea. I saw somebody today with a little mini engine on their bike or something, you know. And anyway, there's another book. Okay, put that cigarette out there. All right. This is Taoist Ways to Transform Stress into Vitality. Well, what's that mean? That means taking your personal triggers and directing them in a positive direction, right? Rather than allowing stress to overpower you, right? So anyway, Taoist Ways to Transform Stress into Vitality by Montauk Chia. Okay, the inner smile, 6 healing sounds. So you would direct sound and intention, say, into your heart. Okay, a positive energy. All right. Let us go forward. Healing Tao Books, Huntington, New York. Awaken Healing Energy. So this is from 1985. Okay, copyright 1985, Montauk and Maniwan Chia. First published in 1985. Got it? Okay, got it. Moving along. Let me just get through the contents. Acknowledgements. Let's see. About Montauk Chia. A word of caution. Number 1. What is the healing Tao? Okay. The system. Number 2, Taoism and some basic concepts in Chinese healing. Illness starts as a problem with one's energy level. Well, energy is also associated with intuition, emotions, and etc. All right. The best investment is your own health, see? And in, survival, what is going to matter the most is your physical health, right? Mental, emotional, all of that. Taoism in the home, let's see, sexual imbalances can be modified with practice. The peacefulness of chi energy, okay, that's your bioelectromagnetic frequency, okay. Let's see, inner smile, benefits low-grade energy versus high-grade energy, okay. B, honey-like secretion or poisonous secretion. So what does that mean? Poisonous secretion could be due to stress, right? And let's see, learning through the inner smile, so on and so forth. But let's see, auditory energy, the power of speech, visual energy, gestational energy. So this is all, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. But as you can see, this is, here, I'll kind of, let's see, flip through here and see what I can find. So this is kind of little sitting exercises he's doing, right? Okay. No. Ooh, because you're kind of, you're directing energy through your body. So, self-defense, let's say you feel like you are emotionally out of balance or spiritual attack, something like that. You would breathe and focus your chi and protect yourself. Okay. Ooh, this is cool. Well, you get the idea. So you see the cover, right? Now, notice the energy centers. There's one behind the knee, under the foot, and all of that, okay? That is how you are connected to the earth, and it's through that electromagnetic field. All right. So, covered that one. Let's see, what else did I bring? This is funny. You'll laugh when you hear the title of this book. Down the Rabbit Hole. This was a used book I picked up. All right. Ooh, look at this cool cover. Now, my grandmother's name is Selma, my mom's mom. But look at this cover. This is, let's see. Down the Rabbit Hole, Adventures and Misadventures in the Realm of Children's Literature. Looks very folkish, I don't know. Anyway, there it is. Okay, cool. I'll get that close. Ooh, look at how close that is. Look at the artwork. Okay. So that's cool. All right. No. Ooh, see how cool shit was? Look at how, oh my God, 1976. Okay, New York. Selma G. Lanes, Down the Rabbit Hole. Okay, now look at this art. Is that cool or what? That's how I feel right now. We're going down the rabbit hole, right? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Wow. Here's some more cool art. Check this. Right? Look at how old school people were. They're all looking at books and shit, right? Okay. For snuggles and sacrificed. Okay. For snuggles sacrificed and bedtime stories missed. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Okay. We're going to flip through this real quick, see if I find any more, anything more to show you. Ooh. Okay, so this is funny. Okay. See those these little stories I had where you'd have little animals dressed up like that or some shit, you know what I mean, for little kids. And those are the kind of folkish stories my mom used to read me. Yeah. So that's cool. All right. Now, here's another book. It's called Kyle Maynard, No Excuses. The true story of a congenital amputee who became a champion in wrestling and in life. All right. So it's endorsed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And let's see. I'm just going to read the little opening here. Faced with impossible challenges, Kyle Maynard lives life with no excuses. He was born a congenital amputee, his arms ending at his elbows and his legs at his knees. But that didn't stop Kyle Maynard from becoming a champion on the wrestling mat and in his life. No Excuses is the inspiring story of Kyle's battle against the odds. You'll learn about the family who supported him. See? His team matters. The coach who trained him, and et cetera, et cetera. And, here's the picture of the front cover. Look at his arms, right? So it's like, if I have, say, the full use of my body, then no excuses. This was cool. Here's another book that I picked up. International bestseller, Sandworms of Dune. Okay, see the artwork on the front? No, you remember Dune. It's an old movie from the 80s, and they had this desert tribe of people. Okay. And their eyes turned bright, glowing blue from the spice that would come from the worms. And so the water of life was something that you had to take, and either as a high priestess you survived or you didn't. Think about it like, way beyond. Anyway, this is an epic. Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson. So that would be the son of Frank Herbert, the guy who originally wrote the Dune series. Okay. Now, here's another one. This is one of my dad's books. It's called The Cleansing of America by W. Cleon Skousen. Okay, so you have, what's his name? The guy, I'm trying to remember. Anyway, let's see, I'll read this. Preparing America. Okay, anyway. So, I'm not going to go too much into that one. It's all this Christianized, whatever. But sometimes you can find good information. The point is It is constitutional. All right. So moving along. Let's see. Ooh, The Great Upheaval. This is a history book. Another book I collected. I know. I started looking through it. I'm like, damn, I have a shitload of books. I know. It's hardcore. All right. This is interesting. Okay, I'll show you the front cover. The Great Upheaval. Okay. No. The Great Upheaval, America and the Birth of the Modern World, 1788 to 1800. Okay, Jay Winnick, author of, let's see, April 1865. Ooh, there's some artwork. This is Benjamin Franklin. Brought out that. My dad ordered some books like different presidents and stuff like that. So let's see. I'll read this. This was originally a $30 book, okay, in the USA. It is an era that redefined history as the 1790s began. A fragile America teetered on the brink of oblivion. Russia towered as a vast imperial power, and France plunged into revolution. But in contrast to the way conventional histories tell it, none of these remarkable events occurred in isolation. Now, for the first time in the Great Upheaval, acclaimed historian Jay Winnick masterfully illuminates, interesting use of words, how their fates combined in one extraordinary moment to change the course of civilization. Okay, so you see through periods of history that there were times of great change, right? And I feel that that is the reality of where we are currently. I gotta find somewhere to put all these books. Okay, I'm gonna move these over here. Shitloads of books. Lots and lots of books, baby. Okay. Let me put this up here. Bonsai. Oh, this is just like a little chord chart I just pulled out just for fun. Okay, and just different chords I could study. I don't know, whatever. And, and then maybe finding little crafty things for you to do, focus on, you know what I mean, rather than being stressed out, whatever. So this was an origami book I got, like, you know what I mean, shows you how to make different things and shit, comes with paper, whatever. All right, moving along. Now, here's a book I got. It's, let's see. Black Dawn, Bright Day. Let's see, Indian Prophecies for the Millennium that reveal the fate of the earth. Okay. Interesting. I got an Edgar Casey quote on the back of here. Ooh, interesting. I was in Germany again to do a workshop. A woman came up to me before the workshop began. She said that she had had a powerful dream. In it, she saw a wolf skull and was told it symbolized the ancient spirits of Germany. Whoa. I just flipped to that. Did I try? No. I'm wearing the wolf shirt. Whoa. Ancient Germany, what have I been focusing on? Spirit often speaks the same words to different people. Maybe your ancestral spirit does that. And each group has their own ancestral guardians. That's my opinion. Okay. Each tribe. Let us see if I find anything interesting. Ooh, I don't know. Anyway, the point is, Earth changes, right? And I had earthquakes here and shit. Okay, here's another book. My one of my fathers, I'll show you all three. The Real Thomas Jefferson. So this was a whole series of different historical figures in America. So there's this, okay? Right? So. And then let's see, we got one on Benjamin Franklin. There was an audio books that went with this as well. Another one of my dad's books. And then the final one, this one's the thickest, is George Washington. All right. Okay. So, what should I read in here? See what I turn to. Ooh, okay. So I turn to Declaration of Independence, huh? To be prepared for war is one of the most effectual means of preserving peace. Well, does that not directly relate to what I was saying? To be prepared, not panicking, right? Okay. Now, moving along, I found the book that I wanted to show you that's special to me. It was given to me by, well, no, it was part of my wages. So he asked me, Robert, you can get twice the product, like, because through Young Living Essential Oils, I was touring, promoting that company, doing jousting and stuff. And I'm like, well, I'll take product because, like, twice the value. So this was one of the things I got. This is not a cheap book to get. This is expensive. So Essential Oils Desk Reference, right? Okay. Now, compiled by Essential Science Publishing, 3rd edition, revised and expanded. And then this is signed to me by Gary Young. Okay. And that I received this in 2005. Okay. Let's see. To all those who seek truth, light, and wisdom, after all, it is their hearts that turn to the information in this book. Okay. So I've got, let's see, section 1, background, chemistry, and safety. Now remember what he told me. You study organic chemistry. Why? Because every essential oil has a chemical construct, molecular structure that is unique. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Section 2, single oils, essential waters. Okay. Because you can, anyway, won't go into that. Blends, massage oils, okay, supplements, hormone therapy, personal care, animal care. See, okay. And remember, antimicrobial, that means antiviral, antibacterial. All right. And silver is also that way. Interesting that silver is, used as a form of protection, just saying. Remember, like silver lined ceramic water, like a filtration unit or something, whatever. That's another thing to think about, is kind of a top fed water filtration unit, something. Let's see. Section 7, cleansing, dietary programs. Let's see. Personal usage reference. Section 9, reference, appendix, index. Okay, whatever. No. Anyway, so let's see what I turn to here. Ooh. Okay. I don't know if I had my chat open, I could be like, well, what do you want to know? Look it up in here, right? So I've got some massage techniques in here for, say, your feet. I've done that too, so that's cool. I'll show you some examples. This is stuff I learned in school. See how they're the neck stretch they're doing, all right? And but I have to have, I never went and got my national license, so it is what it is. I do have some oregano essential oil. This is very strong, right? So there's this, that's freaking potent. That's what we'll do. We'll look up oregano. See if I can find it. Ooh. We're almost there. Give me a second. Almost there. Ooh. Oregano, let's see. page 72, 73. Okay. All right. So we're going to read about oregano real quick. Let's see. Botanical family, Lamacia or Labatae mint. So it's in the mint family. Plant origin, Utah, Turkey, and France. Extraction method, steam distilled from leaves and flowers. So they would do low temperature distillation. But you'd have to have a lot of plant product to do that. So key constituents, carbachol, 60 to 75%. So that's the highest, and then it goes down the list. Gamma terpenine, 3.5 to 8.5%, so on and down, so forth, on down. Okay, historical data, interesting. In Hildegard's medicine, a compilation of early German medicines. Wow, did you see that? That was twice in a row I went to that. The ancestral spirit, right? Chris, Nick. I'll just turn to that. Okay, by highly regarded Benedictine herbalist, interesting, Hildegard of Bingen. Did somebody mention her? I swear somebody did. 1098 to 1179. Okay, so she lived quite a long time. All right. Medicinal properties, anti-aging, interesting. Powerful antiviral. Huh. So you could put that into your air. Antibacterial. So that means what? It is microbial, antimicrobial, because it covers both viral and bacterial. Check it out. Antifungal, antiparasitic, anti-inflammatory, immune stimulant. Okay, so that's something to be mindful of using essential oils. All right. Uses: arthritis, rheumatism, respiratory infectious diseases, infections, tuberculosis, digestive problems. Okay. I would infuse different herbs into, say, olive oil and low heat that, and then infuse your. It's more for flavor than anything else, but I worked as a chef, so I know that. Fragrant influence creates a feeling of security. Okay, whatever. I don't take all that part. Okay, let's see. Dilute 1 part EO essential oil with 4 parts, like a base oil. All right. So anyway, let us see. Moving forward, that's all I'm going to do on that. But you can see this would also, I would have autoimmune issues. Maybe I'll look that up in the back. And different essential oils you would utilize depending on that, or that are suggested. Right. So let's see. Autoimmune, if I can find it. I don't know if it'd be listed under that. Autism, interesting. Not seeing anything yet. Well, let's look up fibromyalgia just for the heck of doing it. Why not? All right. Thinking of Jill Janis, how she worked in homeopathic. Let's see. EF. I don't know if it'll be in here. Fibro. There it is. Fibromyalgia, 336 to 337. Almost there. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Fibromyalgia is an autoimmune disorder of soft tissues. Okay. By contrast, arthritis occurs in the joints. Symptoms include general body pain in some parts, worse than others, usually brought on by short periods of exercise. Okay. The pain is ubiquitous and continuous. It interrupts sleep patterns so that the 4th stage of sleep is never attained. Whoa. So that makes it hard to get full rest, right? Especially if your body hurts, right? And thus, the body cannot rejuvenate and heal. Fibromyalgia is an acid condition in which the liver is toxic. So what does that tell you? You need to make your body alkaline, in my opinion, right? Acid versus base, base being alkaline. Where do you get that from? Greens, things like that. And then look up the differences between those two, right? The best natural treatment for fibromyalgia, here it is, are omega-3 fats such as flaxseed, proteolytic enzymes such as bromelain and pancreatine and MSM. All right. Let's see. Single oils, German chamomile, that's a calming agent, right? Nutmeg, Idaho balsam, fir. Okay, and then they've got some blends they sell through essential oils, whatever. I'm not going to go into that. Okay, they've got dietary supplements, sulfurzyme, polzyme, essential omegas. So you can see possibly fish oil might be an issue there. Super C chewable, Vita green, so that's like a green powdered, anyway. Essential zyme, so you can see he's suggesting enzymes, right? Huh. Okay. Now, bam. This was an expensive book, man. That was no joke. What else was I gonna do? Let me think. I think I've done it. Did pretty good. No more books. I was thinking about something to read, you know what I mean? But I wanted to find this desk reference, so I went and dug through my book collection to find it. So from time to time, or people have questions, I can leave the chat open so they can say, oh, will you look this up in your desk reference for me or something, whatever, and I would. But I am not a licensed practitioner of anything, so I'm not really, I can't speak on that in a professional way. I can just say, well, this is what it says in the book, and I'm reading it, but I'm not diagnosing anything. I'm just, relating information. So moving forward, what is key and paramount? Not just being some goddamn psycho commando, whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying? Because more than likely, that's not going to be applicable. But base survival, intuition, and more than likely, most people are not going to be on that level physically because it's hard. 20 hours a day. Did you hear that? The SEAL training, the BUDS training. I've worked like that before, so I know. But those guys are running and running and running. And then you're talking about possibly minimal food. Why is that done? It's done because it leans them up. And your body only keeps what is absolutely essential for function. That's why sometimes these really big guys have a hard time because they lack endurance. They're used to getting by with just physical strength all the time, all right? The treasure. Health, mental, emotional, that is the treasure. My brother gave me that. I was like, symbolic, The other thing I was going to do for fun is, let's see, flip to a word so you can see it, that I can't see what it is. Okay, let's see what I turn to. I don't know. Okay. Ooh. Huh. Turn to flesh. The mass of muscular tissue containing some fat that constitutes the soft substance of the animal body. Oh, this is interesting. 2, a similar substance as a fruit meet kindred. Huh. Wow. Why would it be listed? That's interesting. Bodily appetites or sensibilities, adjective of the color of skin, fleshly. Okay. Whatever. What do you think of that, baby? So I took this class called The Essentials of College Study, and I was looking through my notes just to be like, okay, because I took a bunch of, made these little index cards here, I'll show you. This is my little index card box. And I was like, oh, okay, so that was by Dave Ellis. Let's see. Create a master assignment list. Okay. I'm just going to go through this. Essentials of College Study. This was 2005, so wow. Yeah. Okay. Manage time, organize, succeed. That's what I wrote to myself. Okay. Now, 20 memory techniques. Here we go. Be selective, number 1. Right? Make it meaningful. Create associations. And then that's under the heading of organize it. Number 4, learn it once actively. Relax. Create pictures. Recite, repeat. Okay. Number 8, write down. So you're engaging on multiple ways. Okay. Number 9, engage your emotions. 10, overlearn. That's like, studying until you have memorized. Escape the short-term memory trap. Use your times of peak energy. Yep. Distribute learning. Be aware of attitudes. Yep. Give your secret brain a chance. Combine techniques. Let's see. Remember something else. Let's see. And recall it. Notice, it's getting smaller and smaller. Notice when you do remember, that's right. So you program yourself. I'd say, I almost forgot. Well, start saying, I remember, right? Use it before you lose it. Adopt the attitude. Let's see, that I don't know, whatever. You're going to adopt a positive attitude and association with learning, right? Okay, let's see. This is under the title of Organizing. Be selective when reading. Look for chapter previews, summaries, and review questions, bold type. So I was taught through speed reading that you would go through and quickly flip through the book and basically look at each of the titles. Ooh, engage your emotions. Let's read this. This is cool. All right. Engage your emotions. The amygdala is the area of the brain that is activated, extraneural activity every time you feel a strong emotion. This part of the brain says this info is important. Remember it. You're more likely to remember course material when you relate it to a goal, academic, personal, career, that you feel strongly about. Be specific about what you want. Yep. That's why I like to study with passionate people. That is why I participate in the chats, the one chat that I do on a regular. It's for that reason. Because that person has passion, right? Ooh, I like this. Little affirmation statement. Let's see. I am organized. I am well planned. I have a 4.0. I have an excellent study group. I have loving friends. I have good relationships in all ways. I am well and fit. I eat healthy. I love myself and others. I am grateful to be alive. I have a stable job that I enjoy. Well, this is my job that I gave myself. I am financially viable with planning. Well, I'm not, but I'm viable as in having a place to live and being able to have food in my mouth. I have plenty of savings. Okay, so on and so forth. Now, going on. Ooh. So let's see. Attitudes, affirmations, and visualizations. So I'll just say this because it's multiple times. 7 times I wrote, I am a great student. I'm a great student. I'm a great student, baby. Whatever, that said positive energy. I am awesome. Instead of, like, I remember, you know what I'm saying? I remember well, Anyway. I like this. Rather than planning being a restraint, planning is a way of living life to the fullest. Yes. Positive. I can do this, right? Okay. Moving along, baby. Observe, set the stage, complete outside assignments, bring the right materials, pen, notebook, etc. Sit front and center of the class, right? That's what my mom taught me. Conduct a short pre-class review. Clarify your intentions. Yes, important. So you notice when I'm in the chat, I'm paying attention to what's going on because I'm there to learn, right? Seriously. Okay. Be here now in class. Accept your wandering mind. Notice your writing. Be with the instructor. Notice your environment. Postpone debate. Let go your judgments about lecture styles. Participate in class activities. Relate the class to your goals. Think critically about what you hear. Yes. Critical thinking, right? Required. All right. Anyway. I got to the point too where certain classes, I would record the class while I was in there, right? And then I would go back and review. So let's say I missed something, right? Then I can go through and write down, take notes, all right? Now, why would I do that? Because it helps me remember, all right? This is interesting. Muscle reading is a way to decrease effort and struggle by increasing energy and skill. How muscle reading works. Muscle reading is a 3-phase technique used to extract the ideas and info you want. Let's see, before, while, and after. Each phase has 3 steps. All right, anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and take a break, and then I will come back. This is the more serious focus, right? Versus how I usually am, messing around and stuff. But I do that. I let myself do that because I need to relax too. I need to not be, hardcore all the time, but I need to be hardcore some of the time, right? So I balance relaxation versus active periods. And then I'm balancing my emotional stress. Stress is not bad. You say, we are under stress until we are no longer alive, when we're, our bodies are, not moving, whatever. And so no matter what, we're always moving. Your blood's pumping, something's, whatever. That's being alive. All right. Now, okay. Play a little bit of outro music, and then I'm going to take a short break. Already? Yes. Captaining up. Well, it's easy on the way, but gotta captain on up, say. Crow's nest, shake it on down, shake it on down, whoa. I'm looking for the queen, yeah, queen of Elfland. Inside the forest and circle around, yeah. Grandfather, grandmother, shining weak, heart's flame to stay, heart's burn. Robin, I am love in the deep-hearted root down sad. Hearts flame and a true love is dead. Oh, way down, circle around, stay. Anchored down in love's flame, true-hearted flame. Yeah. See you down there by the pond, sir. Down by the old oak tree. Ripples on the phone beat, hopping along from the golden toad beat. Oh, yeah, a little sharp in the voice there. Yeah. I'm not taking the deal, said nope. I take the wisdom rope. Yeah, I'll be down by the pond, down by the old oak tree. Reflections and ripples on the phone. Shake it on down, stay. Root down, fly high. Robin, oh, I am. Robin, oh, I am. Robin, oh, we are, I am. Harsh as it is, ripples on the pond beat. Oh, rough as I am, I'm right down there. True love's flame, stay, root down, fly high. Oh, rough as I am, I know. Down by the old oak tree, to root down, fly high, I said. Whoa, that's what they said. Grandmother, grandfather, shining wheel. Grandmother, grandfather, rough as I am, I'm clearing it off my throat. Whoa, I know you be down by the pond, be grandfather, grandmother around the old oak tree. Yeah. I-O. Circle round, spiral back down to the ground. Root down, fly high. I-O. Grandmother, grandfather, no. Well, I-O.